Here's Clark. Wow! You bet! From beyond the logo! And a little point afterwards!
Caitlin Clark isn't just a star. She's changing the game. Caitlin Clark might be the most talked about name in women's basketball, and for good reason. As the WNBA kicks off its 29th season, all eyes are on the Indiana Fever guard. But this time, it's not just about her skills on the court. It's about the massive financial boost she's bringing to the league. Clark isn't just playing the game. She's helping reshape the future of women's sports. According to Ryan Brewer, a finance professor at Indiana University Columbus, Clark was behind a stunning 26.5% of all WNBA-related economic activity last season. That's right, one player driving more than a quarter of the league's value. Brewer told NBC News that if things continue on the same path, with a full season of 22 home games and modest growth, Clark's impact could easily top $1 billion this year. But her influence isn't just in dollars. Clark's rookie year changed how fans see women's basketball. She didn't just draw crowds. She brought in more fans than the NBA's Indiana Pacers. Fever home games averaged over 17,000 people compared to 16,000 for the Pacers. Across the WNBA, attendance shot up from about 6,600 to nearly 9,900 fans per game. TV ratings told a similar story. ESPN broadcasts with Clark averaged 1.2 million viewers, and a preseason game at her former college, Iowa, pulled in 1.3 million, outdrawing nearly every NBA preseason game in the last 15 years. Caitlin Clark isn't just making history, she's helping build a whole new era for women's basketball. When Caitlin Clark plays, the country pays attention. Whenever Caitlin Clark hits the court, America tunes in, and the ripple effects go far beyond basketball. Behind the scenes, Clark is helping shape the future of the WNBA. The league is preparing for a massive $2.2 billion media rights deal starting in 2026, and they're already working on a new collective bargaining agreement, largely thanks to the buzz and revenue Clark has brought in. To put things in perspective, her rookie salary is just $76,535. But off the court, her Nike endorsement is reportedly worth $28 million over 8 years. Clark isn't just boosting the Indiana Fever, she's lifting the entire league. So far this season, the 10 best-selling WNBA games on StubHub all involve the Fever. When Clark plays on the road, the average ticket price jumps to $312. That's a 140% increase. The Fever's value has also skyrocketed. Finance expert Ryan Brewer now estimates the team is worth $340 million. Nearly 4 times what it was before Clark joined. Her impact on Indianapolis has been huge, too. Clark is credited with bringing a $41 million boost to the local economy. Hotels are fuller, tourism is up, and corporate events are on the rise. Visit Indy, the city's tourism office, saw a 501% spike in web traffic after running ads aimed at her fans from Iowa. They're now using Fever games to attract event planners, many of whom wouldn't have considered Indianapolis before. From tickets to tourism, Caitlin Clark is reshaping the game and the business of women's basketball. Caitlin Clark isn't just a star. She's a movement. Clark ranks 6th among all basketball players on Fanatics, including NBA legends, when it comes to TV deals and sponsorships. She's changing the game on and off the court. While new stars are emerging, Clark isn't just another talent. She's transforming the entire sport. Want more? Subscribe now. This is just the beginning. Who will take the 2025 WNBA crown? The GMs have spoken, and they've made some bold predictions for the upcoming season. From championship favorites to MVP frontrunners, breakout stars to coaches' biggest worries, we've got 5 key forecasts that could shake things up. Here's the first and biggest question. Who's winning the championship? The New York Liberty are the favorites to repeat, but right on their heels are the Minnesota Lynx. The Lynx, led by defensive powerhouse Nafisa Collier, came within a single possession of winning last year's title, and they've kept almost their entire team intact. If defense wins championships, the Lynx are ready to take back the crown. As for MVP, nearly every GM agrees. Nafisa Collier is the frontrunner. The MVP race is heating up. Nafisa Collier is leading the MVP race, recently picked by many as the likely winner. But Caitlin Clark starts the season as the betting favorite, with reigning MVP A'ja Wilson not far behind. Collier's non-stop energy on both offense and defense has made her the heart of Minnesota's championship hopes. Still, Wilson and Clark are fierce contenders, making this MVP battle one of the most exciting in years. If GMs could build teams from scratch, half of the GMs say they'd pick Caitlin Clark first. Her amazing playmaking, sharp court vision, and growing fan base make her the most sought-after player in the league. Clark isn't just a star. She's a once-in-a-generation talent who can turn any team into a serious title threat. But there's one player coaches really worry about: A'ja Wilson. Known for her all-around skills and ability to disrupt opponents, Wilson forces defenses to constantly adjust, making her a nightmare to guard. Not far behind are Clark and Breanna Stewart, both top choices when building a team. Wilson's game-changing power and the breakout stars to watch, while A'ja Wilson's ability to shift the flow of the game is unmatched. There's plenty of excitement around the breakout star everyone's talking about: Satou Sabally. She earned over 20% of GM votes for most likely to have a breakout season in 2025. Keep an eye on Mahi Segrist, Aliyah Boston, and Ryan Howard, too. Each is poised to become a big name in the league's future. 5 bold predictions, straight from WNBA insiders. Will the Minnesota Lynx take home the championship? Can Nafisa Collier solidify her MVP legacy? Who will be the breakout star that changes the game forever? One thing's for sure: the 2025 WNBA season is shaping up to be unforgettable. Are you ready for the action? Hit like if you think the Lynx will win it all. Drop your MVP pick in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for all the latest WNBA updates. Quick update: just 4 games into the season, Caitlin Clark already has a 48% chance to win MVP on Polymarket Sport in only her second year. Here's what Caitlin Clark said about being in the MVP conversation last season.
They vote 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what does that mean to you, to know that there are journalists who cover this league day in and day out who believe you are one of the top 5 for the MVP award?
It's definitely cool. I think especially where I started the year and then was able to kind of figure it out as we go, and now entering game 40, like, it feels night and day from where I started. And you know, I'm proud of myself in that regard. I think I've learned a lot, and I've had to learn without really much time to practice or have an off season to implement things that I want to implement, and having to learn, you know, a new scheme and new teammates and new coaches. So, you know, trying to balance that all at once has definitely been difficult, but once we kind of found our groove, I think, you know, my teammates have allowed me to be myself, and that's what's kind of brought us some success. But it's definitely special. But I think one of the biggest things for myself is, like, I've tried to keep basketball the main thing, and just to enjoy it and play fun, or play and have fun, play free. I think that's when I'm really at my best. But at the same time, like, you don't get caught up in all of that. That kind of just comes with how you perform on the floor. So it's definitely a cool honor. People that have been in the basketball world or the WNBA space for a really long time to think of you in that way, but at the same time, I feel like there is just so much room for me to improve, and obviously, you know, we have big goals in the playoffs entering that here in our last regular season game. I still feel like there's a lot more for us that we can achieve and still, you know, exceed some expectations that people have for us. So I think more than anything, that can get myself further, get us further as an organization. So I think that's it's been cool for myself in this first year, is just, you know, approaching every single day like, you know, it's new, it's fresh. I think early on, that was the best thing about us, was just our energy. Like, it never was flat. We came in and we got better, and we knew that the tide was going to turn for us, and it certainly did.
We've got time for 2 on